All right, what a good day. A lot of hard work from our staff. Went into this class. I think it's been a very specific class from the standpoint we went out and had a very good idea what we were looking for. We've obviously had one of them, Merez, in the fold for some time. Kudos to Tim. Just an incredible job of identifying him very early in the process, and then truly finding out his passion for Illinois and how strong it was. And Merez has been extremely fun to watch improve and just get better. And, you know, in my opinion, probably arguably the best big in this class. He was a defender, rebounder, high motor guy that's turned into a really good offensive player and has developed and expanded his game and was outstanding with USA basketball in his last stint with them. Really excited about him and what he brings and his passion for the University of Illinois and our program. And like I said, Tim did a great job of identifying that one early. Jason is a guy that fits the way we're playing. I'm excited, really excited about his future. He's got a great skill set, 6'10". Obviously, he needs to gain some weight and get stronger. He's done that from the spring until now. So he's in that process already, but he can really step out and shoot it. He can handle it in the open court. He's going to be that nightmare Coleman Hawkins-like pick and pop five, can slide to the four, versatility, great feet, can guard multiple positions, and he's just eager and very excited to be here, very excited to dive into Adam Fletcher and all the help that Fletch can give him. Jace is Chester was outstanding in finding him. A young man that comes from the Bay Area, we were really specific on we wanted a bigger guard. We have Nico, Draven, two guys that are a little bit smaller, and I don't like light pieces. And Jace fits that bill at 6'4", 200, 205, somewhere in there, and is just extremely high IQ, great passer, terrific shooter, shot 50+% from the three, winner, leader, and has a great Big Ten ready body. So we were specific on what we looked for. As of right now, I don't anticipate adding any more even late in this high school class. It would have to be very, very special situation for us to do that. We knew we wanted three. You put those with the guys that are back, and it starts to be a pretty well-rounded group. So excited. They're all outstanding people, outstanding in their passion for the University of Illinois, and they fit what we're doing. So today's a great day to welcome those three into our family and our program.
Seems to be an ongoing task and evaluation of how many high school kids to take when you got the portal. How'd you land on three, and what was that process like?
Well, we have a fairly big class. We've got one more year to take advantage, I call it take advantage, of the COVID extra year benefit. So there's some older kids out there in the portal, and there's no secret. We'll go find some in the portal late, and we know we've got some holes that you're gonna lose a Terrence Shannon and Marcus, and so you've got some spots on the wing, but again, I think that's the right number. I think they fit our needs. I think that Merez is he's obviously got a learning curve coming in as a freshman like anybody does, but he's got a great motor and engine that revs really high. He's got a skill set that translates in rebounding, and he can guard, and then he's physically got a body. So I think he can step in right away, and I feel the same way about Jace in terms of his just ready-made body. So we didn't want to get too young. So that was kind of the number that we felt like we could grow with and continue to develop guys, and that's where we're at.
So, Coach, you talked about some of the things with Merez that's impressed you with his development. What is some thing that just pops out to you from maybe 2 years ago to what you've seen over the summer?
Yeah, he was very raw offensively, and he was a guy that didn't particularly have a left hand. Now he can rip drive it and go either way, and he's really developed. He spent a ton of time working on his jump shot, working on even extending his range. This fall league, he's making threes. That was something that just wasn't there, and he was just kind of a junkyard dog guy that got it off the glass and scored and put back, scored in transition. He's gotten very, very good playing in the pocket, in pick and rolls. He's expanded his game that way. And to be quite honest, truthfully, in just about every aspect offensively, he's improved his game.
Brad, 2 years is a long time these days to have somebody committed. How were you guys able to keep that all the way through the finish line, and why was he important for you guys to verbal early in the process?
Yeah, I mean, believe me, if we could get him all to verbal early, we'd love that. We get him down here all the time, and he's a local guy. He's had 100 opportunities. I have so much respect for him. He stayed in state. He had opportunities to go to some of the highfalutin prep schools and do that, and he stayed right here. But he's down here all the time, and he's around our guys, and it's just tremendous comfort for him as it is us, and that relationship continues to grow and develop, and he's like second nature seeing him at a game now, and that's what's pretty cool, because we don't see that often.
Coach, do you see Jace Butler as a primary ball handler type or a combo type of kid?
Both. He's a primary handler. I mean, he plays a lot on the ball, primarily on the ball for them. He's a crafty player, very, very savvy with the ball. He's a terrific passer. It's one of the things that impressed me the most. He delivers the ball on time to guys coming off screens. He's a guy that makes the right reads. His vision is he's not a guy that you got to rep a ton of things with. He's going to make the right read just by what the defense does. He's instinctive that way. So, but he is big and physical, so he can play off the ball both ways, offensively and defensively, a little bit like we did with Io. But he's obviously got the size that we like at that point spot.
How did maybe the nature of the relationship you're able to build with Merez change, because he has been committed for 2 years, as opposed to maybe you're recruiting him for 2 years and he committed today? Yeah,
you become. It's not necessarily that. This sounds very cliche. It's not a recruiting pitch. It's really, you just get to know him. He's comfortable. Everybody's got their guards down, and everybody's just, he's hanging with our guys in the locker room. He's around. It's just, it's a very personal, intimate deal. It's not as business like as it is when you're, when we talk on the phone or text, it's a lot more casual and relaxed, and that happens just over the course of time, and again, that's pretty special.
Coach, what does it mean for your program to have like a number one player just be locked in like this?
There's a lot of facets of that. Our success has helped us get that and do that. I think that's important to continue to have success in this league. You got to have good players, and he's obviously that, as all these guys are. And I think that it's speaks volumes to him and our staff for going out and finding that guy, believing in him. And I don't know if he was all of that 2 years ago, but he has worked his way into all that, and that's why the rating system stinks. But we don't pay much attention to it. It just doesn't matter. Some of these guys get ranked as sixth graders and they never lose it. Where guys continue to develop and get better. But he's a great fit for us, and the status is a bonus and for him, because I do think he's arguably one of the best bigs in this class.
How do you think he meshes with Dane Danger and Amani Hansberry in terms of complementary skill sets?
Great body, great athleticism. I think that they're all a little different. He's a little bit of a hybrid of each one of those. Amani can step out and shoot it, and Dane's gonna bang in there 8-10 feet away, and Merez can do a little bit of both. And and he just has got a little more size than Amani, and you pair them together, and there's two physical, pretty doggone good rebounders, and you throw Dane in there, and now we've got three really nice bodies that are all do something a little bit different.
Coach, you've been in a lot of high-profile recruiting battles through your time here. With Jason and Jace, was it fun, refreshing when you feel like you see something that maybe other people don't in terms of high major offers, or how do you look at that? Is it fun to feel like you have a diamond in the rough, or a piece that is going to outperform how they're looked at right now?
Yeah, you guys probably make too much of that. I think our staff, we do a really good job, I think, of evaluating and understanding, and recruiting's hard no matter how you do it. It's time consuming no matter who it's with. Tim saw Jason 2 years ago and said, "Coach, this kid's going to be special. I mean, he's going to be," so he's working him. He's going to games. I mean, there's a lot of time still involved. But because he doesn't have that high profile, means very little to me. Good luck finding many guards better than Jace. And we'll see how Jason becomes. I mean, I think he can be elite with all the tools he has. He's just physically got to get some girth and some strength to him. But we're going to take who we like and who fits us, and it's all hard work to get them. Believe me.
What's the conversation like with Fletch on Jason? Maybe when he comes for a physical on an official visit. I mean, there has to be is this possible with this kid before you ever look into it, right?
Oh, and I think everything's possible with Fletch. And I mean that in a really good way. I mean, the before and the after pictures of guys, it may not happen in a month, but it's a process that goes on, and it's tremendous work, it's tremendous diligence on Fletch's part, but also the student athlete. And The nutrition piece is huge. They're on that daily with everybody, whether it's a weight gain or a weight loss. You start getting in DEXA scans and body fat percentages and all that. So it's just sometimes it takes longer than you want, because these guys practice and they burn 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day, and so it's a process. But man, when they've got good tools, and Jason has great tools. I mean, he can really run. He's bouncy, he jumps, he's quick twitch off the ground. I mean, all those things are stuff that excites Fletch as he gets to kind of mold that now.
A lot. Like, did he turn into a recruiter for you?
I hope so. These kids all play together. I mean, they all play as, and especially now we see as so many kids reclassing, and it used to be you just knew the guys in your class. Now you got 16s playing up with the 17s a lot on the circuit, so they get to know those kids. Before it was pretty much, if you were a 17-year-old, you played 17s. If you were a 16-year-old, you played 16s. Now we've got all these kids, 15s playing up, so they get to know each other. So they're familiar with each other, not just in their own class, but other classes. So yeah, Merez is a very popular young man. He had an unbelievable EYBL circuit. I think he's got the respect of players all over, and he's definitely a name.
I'm just wondering if you could take us into like the introductory processes with Jace and what you thought when Chester maybe presented him to you, and then what you thought when you first got out there and saw him in person.
Yeah, I do everything. We did so much through film, and then Chester came back and just said, "Coach, I don't know what everybody's missing. I love this kid," and Chester's an unbelievable back gym guy. Sometimes, he loves to go into those back gyms and find a Barry Brown at K-State, and he said, "Coach, this guy's really good." Well, then Jeff goes to Phoenix for an event, sees him play, and he's just drooling over him. Same thing. It wasn't just Chester then. Now it was Jeff, and then I went out and saw him, and all the while now we're breaking down all of his film and seeing all of his games, and then your phone conversations start happening, and it was exactly what we were looking for. And then it's okay, let's we've been out multiple times to the Bay Area and go out and visit and sit down personally and see if this is what it's like. So it was it's kind of exciting to do that. Just find one that you really, really like, and you hope that's reciprocated on his end. Fairly, spring, probably, late spring. So a little shorter than Merez's, obviously.
Coach, does the age of the portal change how you view a kid like Jason Jaxtis? Is there comfort in knowing that he knows that it might take a little bit of time for him?
Yeah, I think that we're not going to hide anything. Freshmen can transfer. They get one-time transfer. So you've got to make sure that they're the right guys, and that they want to be at your place as much as you want them. And Jason is excited to be at the University of Illinois, and the wonderful academic component to that. He's an outstanding student, and then you throw in the basketball piece and Fletch, and everything just fit. It was the way it kind of used to be, But you're excited about that, and again, you've got to be careful because it's a hot button in college sports with freshmen because they have the one-time transfer available, and you want to make sure they fit, and you want to make sure that they're capable of coming in and sticking it out and getting through it and going through the process, and those are real issues.
I guess since you decided 3 is good for 2024, I mean, how does that maybe impact, the future classes? I mean, just in terms of.
Yeah, we're going hard in 25. I mean, we're 25, 26. We've got to be, we've been wearing those guys out. We've been diving in hard. We've had a very productive fall in that area. It'll be a very busy season as we get back into those, not relying solely on portal guys. I think as the age drops, you lose. You're going to lose a ton of grads. Potentially the extra year. So many student athletes have graduated. That flips the script a little bit, and it's obviously the best ones are the kids that are transferring after their freshman year, and you get them for 3 years and they can't go again. So, we'll see what the market looks like. I don't think anybody knows what that'll look like. We just know we're losing a lot of old guys, and so it becomes advantageous, I think, to continue to recruit freshmen, develop them, get the DeMonte Williams, the Trent Frazier's, have guys here 3-4 years, Io DeSumo, and keep building that way, and that's the plan. Thank you.